Okay. Hi, River. How are you doing? Where are you at in the world?
Girl in New Jersey, you know how
Good.
it is.
That's
I'm
where all this
gonna
at.
exactly. I'm so grateful to be in New Jersey the week before the film is coming out.
So yeah, thank you for doing this interview, River.
Of course, honey. Thank you.
What is your name? What is your pronouns? And what do you do with your life?
Okay. Hi, my name is River Gallo. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a filmmaker, writer, actor, and an intersex advocate. Sometimes model on the side. Because girl, we need to pay our bills. And yeah, I'm so thrilled. And I'm also the star and writer producer of Ponyboi, which premiered at Sundance in 2024 and is being theatrically released June 27th, in select theaters across the country.
So I've had the privilege of seeing you, which I think is really rare, be in school for film, have this idea for a film, a short film, Pony Boy, and now, years later, it's a theatrical release. So I wanted to ask you, if Pony Boy had a mood board, what would be on it?
If Ponyboi had a mood board, I think it would start with some My Little Pony dolls. It would have just like a little mound of glitter. There would be like some scenes from some David Lynch movies, like Mulholland Drive. Maybe some Wong Kar-wai movies. Fallen Angels? Is that the name of the movie? Oh God, I'm gonna sound like such a bad film person. I think that's the name of
No,
the
it
movie.
makes you more relatable.
Thank you. What else would be on it? There'd be like some Vegas neon signs, but like the old, so like in Vegas there's like the strip and then there's like the old school Vegas strip. It would be like the kind of the faded glory, like 1950s Vegas vibe. What else would be on it? There would be like press on nails. There would be this is such a good question.
Wait,
Oh,
one
oh,
question
oh.
about the press-ons. What would
Yes.
they look like? The pressies. What would they look like?
Well, in the movie, Ponyboy has like these like kind of teal metallic square press-on nails. So maybe
So,
those.
got it.
There would also be like some images of just like, like Italian looking dads, like from The Sopranos, like in those shirts where they're like short sleeve and they have like a line here, like
Yep.
kind of
And
like
sometimes like
bowling
a
looking
pocket or
shirts.
yeah.
Right, right, right. And like a pot belly, like that all. And there would be like maybe like little drug baggies with like happy faces with mysterious crystals inside of them because there's drugs in the movie. And then and maybe like a bedazzled gun, like a rhinestone gun. And that would be, I think there isn't a rhinestone gun in the movie, but I think that symbolizes the movie, maybe.
That's beautiful. I asked if there was a mood board, but I'm guessing there was a mood. Was there something like a mood board or like when you made the film or no?
Yeah, yeah, there
Yeah.
was. So, I mean, multiple ones. I mean, even
Yeah.
talking about how like there was a short film, there was images from like mood boards from the short film that still made its way into like inspiration for the feature film. So it's been cool to track how visually the movie has changed from the short to the feature and what has like always tracked and stayed the same.
Maybe would you be open to like one day sharing that on like Ponyboy Film Instagram or your Instagram? Like maybe some
Oh
of
my
the images from the
God,
mood board?
wait. That's such a good idea. I should pull out that mood board.
Yeah, that would be cool. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing your answers to number one. Now I'm gonna move on to
Uh,
number two. Number two. So you wrote and starred in this film. What
yes.
scene felt the most personal for you to shoot?
Probably my scene with India Moore. The scene after like a lot of traversing through this chaotic day in New Jersey, running from the mob. Ponyboy is like looking for hormones, for these gender affirming hormones for their intersex identity, but also for their like medical needs as an intersex person. And the entire movie, they're questioning also um like what hormones to take that would make them feel the most themselves.
Mm.
And then there's this beautiful scene with India in which she's like the owner of this like cabaret lounge space for queer people, kind of like reaffirms to Ponyboy that, you know, you're capable of, it's okay to be uncertain about who you are and trusting that in time that will become clearer to you. And I just think that's something that I think about still today as an intersex person, as a trans, non-binary person. Like sometimes I'm like, what the am I doing? Like I don't understand completely my gender at times. And sometimes I'm like, you know, feel like intersex icon, blah, 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 like trans voice for the people. But as much as I can speak about it and feel confident in my identity, sometimes I literally have no idea what I am and what I mean to myself. And I think that's kind of just like the dilemma of being something, maybe the dilemma and the opportunity of being something that's undefinable, is that you'll have waves of clarity and of uncertainty, but that's all part of the journey of like learning to like love yourself and love the aspects of yourself in the context of a society that wants you to be one thing or the other.
Damn, that was beautiful. I feel like there was a quote in there that I'm gonna make the title of this: "The dilemma and the opportunity of being
I think
undefinable." Something like that. I gotta
yeah.
listen to it again. That was beautiful.
Yeah. But you know.
I do. Yeah, I relate. I was like, damn, period. Yes, agree. Yeah, I got no idea what the I am. And when it comes to hormones, it's like I was just telling someone yesterday, I'm an intersex person, that like, for me, my last resort is testosterone, trying that out one day. And I swear to God, if I transition for no reason, like if I don't feel what I want to feel, which is like a connection to my body and get my libido back and stuff like that. And then I transition on top of it, I'm gonna be so I'm done. I'll be done. I'm like, I'm quitting life. Like, I'm done. So hormones to me are not about like defining myself. They're about like, how do I reclaim part of myself back from the medical industrial complex that took so much away from me and threw it away.
Right.
And yeah, it's a journey, like you said, it's a journey. So I'm excited to
Yeah.
see that part in the film. It sounds really beautiful. And like to people watching, I haven't seen the film yet, but I'm damn sure gonna promote the fuck out of it before I see it because I fuck with River and I know it's gonna be amazing. And the things I've read and the visuals I've seen already, I'm even more excited now just listening to that part. It sounds really beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
sharing that. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Number three, what surprised you, River, most while making this film?
There's two things I was really surprised about when making the movie. The first was like just how capable I actually am. I think there was a moment where I was having lunch with like the crew and it was like, you know, 80 people. And in like this big like I don't know, like church basement or something. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I remember being like stressed about like lines that I had to learn, drama that happened on set, all this shit. But I was like, I'm just gonna eat my lunch. And then I looked around and I was like, oh my God, like something that I wrote has employed like 100 people. And like how incredible that is, like looking a little bit broader in scope from just like wanting to tell a story for myself or for my community or making art. It's just like you're actually creating opportunity for other artists or just other people that have some kind of craft to do what they do that is literally feeding them and their kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is kind of incredible. And I didn't know that about like filmmaking, that like it was an entire you're creating a small little like traveling circus, like this little company of people that is like that are being literally sustained by the script itself and by the work. So that was cool. I guess the second thing that I learned was just
So
that
that was
I
cool.
it was. It really was. I mean, it was surprising to me because I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was just this feeling that the film was beyond me. It was beyond what I needed to do for myself. It was for other people, not just in the consumption of the art, but in the creating livelihood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other thing that I think was surprising to me was, and maybe it's along the same lines, but I just remember switching from being the writer to the actor to the producer and just and having no time. in between that and being exhausted at the end of the day, but then waking up and being like going on a run before set and just feeling like, damn, like I was born for this. Like I was really born for this, and I'm so excited to, I'll be honest, I was journaling right before now, and I was like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about next week. I'm nervous about people seeing the movie like in a way that I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. But hearing you ask me this question, I'm remembering that feeling of being on set, of being like, oh my God, like that's like the fun part. Everything else is can be scary. I mean, it was also scary too. But yeah, no, just feeling like remembering that the creation of art is like particularly wearing many different hats on set, that I was made to do that, and it really reaffirming.
It's giving verse. Hey, in the short, were you doing in the short, were you acting in the short as well, or was that something just for the feature?
Yeah, I acted in the short, and I also co-directed with my friend Sade. And then in the feature, I decided um, that yeah, I needed to let go of the directing role and focus on my performance, just because it was the feature just got so much more personal, and I just really wanted to prioritize giving a performance that can anchor the entire movie.
That's cool. Like I would think going to a feature, it would maybe get
Yeah,
less personal, like with studio money coming in, or I don't know how that works, but like money
yeah.
coming in and being like, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that, but it actually got more personal in the feature.
Yeah, I was able to dive a little bit deeper into the whole intersex narrative of it all in a way that in the short film it was just like a moment where
Yeah.
like I mentioned being intersex, where this one was like a whole narrative building inside of it, around being intersex. And yeah, I mean, I think I'll not make a movie about being intersex again after this. Just because, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I
It's a
feel
lot.
you. I feel
Right.
you. Yes.
Right.
I,
Right.
I'm done. Yeah,
Right.
I
I'm
agree.
done. I can make a movie about other parts of my identity, but not that one. I mean, yeah, I'm so proud of it, and I'm so excited for people to have it. But I also know, I mean, it's just so funny. I was literally doing an interview yesterday with the LA Times, and I was telling them how, like, for so many intersex people, particularly intersex artists, like, we don't have like that many people to look up to. Like we can look up to people like horizontally, like within our community that we know, and some of them are like icons to us. But like in terms of like people that have reached like levels in popular culture where like everybody knows who they are, like they've achieved things that popular culture would deem as big, like we don't have those people. So it's like we have to look to each other for that inspiration. And it becomes like, we question if we could even exist in those spaces if we haven't seen ourselves elevated to those extents. So yeah, it's been hard for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's one thing to question, or it's one thing to have like bad representation,
Right.
but we don't even have representation. I mean, okay, sometimes we kind of do, but we're like like a small part of like a doctor series and we're like a freak or something, you know?
Right,
But like
right,
But like we have zero role models or like zero proof that we exist outside of ourselves, which can be kind of hard to exist and have an identity when you're like don't have a mirrored reflection of yourself in popular culture. Like it's a really
yeah.
weird way to grow up. So
Yeah.
you're becoming that. So that's amazing. So
It's for
that's
the
cool.
kids. It's for the kids,
It's for the kids.
for the
It's for the kids.
children.
It is.
It is actually. It's an R-rated movie for the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Period. Hey, you know, I'm sure you and we both grew up on R-rated movies. They'll see it somehow if they want to. Um, and I think you said something about, you said something about being a little bit afraid about putting this out there next week or, when the premiere happens. And I think that's so normal, like to be putting your art out in a is a vulnerable act. And a lot of what delineates an artist from other people, like who are artists, but like don't go public with it, is that fear. And so I think there's an extra layer when you're intersex and you're speaking about your intersex experience in your art. which is such a it's an indescribable experience to talk about the pain or the pain that it feels to be intersex sometimes. And then to layer that all together and make art with it and to put it out there and be afraid, like we all would be, of the reception. I just commend you because that's a big act of bravery to put yourself out there in a way that not well, I don't think any filmmaker has that we know of so far, a narrative feature film. So thank you for what's it called? Like making the way? Like you know what I'm talking about. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's so funny because, like, literally, I wouldn't have been able to pave the way if it weren't for you. Like, and I'm sure a lot of intersex people will tell you that. Like, but like, legitimately, like, I discovered you and your work when I was making the short film. And through that, discovered the word intersex and what that meant. Your bravery and the way you paved the way for so many intersex people is part of the reason why I had the bravery to do what I'm doing in the sphere of filmmaking. So thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that. No, but thank you. No, that's awesome. That's cool. Thank you. I love film, so I'm so glad you made a film. It's like one of my favorite things in the world, and it's just been so good to see you grow into this thing that you were born to do, like you said, and it truly is something you were born to do. I'm so excited. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
number 5 and final question. River, why should people come see Ponyboy on the big screen, especially for my audience listening to this, especially people in Chicago? Why should they go this Thursday to an early screening in Music Box? But in general, why should people go see it on the big screen? What do you think?
There's something about Ponyboy when I was writing it and in the way that we also filmed it that it has this kind of like old vintage, like classic filmmaking vibe that I don't know. It just like when I see it on the big screen, I'm like, that's the way you're meant to see this movie. And there's so many incredible elements that they did with the sound, with the score and the music and the sound design that like it becomes such an immersive and thrilling experience to see it in a theater. And as any, person that appreciates the arts, like sometimes you need to see like the medium in the format that it's meant to be seen in. I just think if you are in Chicago, if you're, a queer trans person in Chicago, if you're just like a person who with movies, like come to an early screening of Ponyboy before the rest of the world gets to see it. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna love it. I hope so, at least.
I know they will. And I think to the people listening, think about watching a movie at home with your friends. How many of your friends are texting, are on an app, are scrolling on their phones during the movie? But then think about going to see it at a theater. It's one of the only times that most of us have in our lives where we have 2 hours away from our phones, unless you're
Honey,
doing it in
it's an hour
theater.
and a half.
Hour and a
It
half.
is hour and a
Um,
half, 90
but
minutes.
I'm counting the sitting down before with the little
Right,
popcorn
right,
and
right,
the
right,
chatting
right,
with your friends
right,
after
right, right.
about how
Yeah,
amazing Pony Boy was.
right,
So an
right.
hour and a half, and it's in one of those only moments in our lives where we're actually just
Present.
fully like present. Yeah, fully present with with an art form. Um, yeah, it's magic. You know, it's magic. We love the theater, and I cannot wait to
Yeah.
see Ponyboy on the big screen this Thursday, River. Can I ask you one more question? What is
Yes.
your two more questions? One, what was it shot on? Was it shot digital or film? And what camera was it if it was digital?
It was shot digitally, and we used, I believe, an Alexa Mini, or some Alexa, but we used like vintage lenses to give it
Okay.
kind of like a little bit of more texture and stuff. But yeah,
Beautiful.
that's what we did.
And number two, oh, what are like one or two or three of your favorite films?
Okay, my all-time favorite film that I don't watch nearly enough is Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump so much. It always gets that reaction, but Forrest Gump is an amazing movie. What else? I mean, Sally Fields. Come on.
I
Have you
don't know
seen
what
Forrest
that
Gump?
is. No. Wait, oh, Sally
Ye-
Fields is in Forrest Gump?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Is that an actress?
yeah, yeah, yeah. She
Okay,
plays
you
his
know,
mom.
I've seen Forrest Gump, but I have this issue where I have no memory, River. I don't know if you know this about me, but
Right,
my memory
right,
sucks.
right.
So I can't remember a lot of actresses' names and actors' names, and I can't remember a lot of things from films, except I can remember I saw the film. So I
Okay,
need to watch
okay,
that after this call.
okay. Forrest Gump.
I feel
What
dumb. I'm like,
else?
Sally Fields, is that
No, no,
another
no,
movie?
no.
I was
Don't
like, what
worry.
movie is that?
No, you said, what is that? Sally Fields. What is that?
Don't listen to me.
What else? I'll just rattle a bunch off. I love the movie Big Fish. I love the movie Lost in Translation. I love the movie, of course, I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. What else? I love Lost Highway by David Lynch. I love oh my God, I love Greta Gerwig's Little Women. That movie makes me cry so hard. I'm like literally like I saw that movie recently on a plane again, and I was just like,
Falling.
damn, bawling hits me every time. Oh my God, did you see Conclave? I love that movie. I really did. I did. You're like, did you? I did it.
I um I actually made a YouTube video about it and wrote a piece about it.
Oh
I
my
just
God,
thought it was
I need to
huh?
see this YouTube. I need,
I just thought it was okay. And I didn't I'll just send you the video. Yeah. I won't
okay, I'll see it. I'll
I won't
watch
say
it.
more.
I'll watch it.
I don't want to rain on your parade. This is
Okay.
your month. This
No,
is
no,
your
no. It's not one of my favorite movies, but I was like, oh my God, maybe we could talk about it because, the twist at the end.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite movies.
Okay, let me ask you about
Thelma
three
and
movies.
Louise, love Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise. I love that I've gotten so many, and I'm inspired to watch so many of these that you like. So thank you so much. And then I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
three. Tell me yes, thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
These are three that I kind of like and can actually remember that I like. Goodfellas.
Love.
Love? Okay. Me too. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Never seen it. I know.
Okay. It's one of my favorites. You gotta see it.
I know. I should see that movie.
And the third one, what was the third one I was gonna say? Oh, have you seen Raising Victor Vargas?
No.
No? Okay. I think you'll like that. I think you should check that out too.
Raising Victor Vargas. You know what movie I saw recently this year? I saw Real Women Have Curves. And I was like, wow. You ever see that? Young America Ferrera.
Oh, yes, yes.
Right. And then they like all like the tias like take off their clothes and like those
Yes.
sewing.
That's
I
so,
was
yes,
like,
now remembering.
I was like,
Well,
yes,
River.
body positivity.
Oh, yeah, that was totally
Um,
body positivity. That was that. Yeah, that was huge in
yeah,
that
yeah,
film. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much, River. I'm not gonna take up
Thank
any
you.
more of your time. Congratulations, boo. And
Thank you so much. Thank
I'm so
you.
excited and I'm inspired. And if you need anything, I'm here for you.
Thank you. Love you so much.
Best of luck on this journey, and I'll be watching from the sidelines and cheering you on the whole way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
One more thing. You mentioned that My Little Pony would be on your mood board for the film, and I saw your hair today,
Yeah.
and I was like, girl, My Little Pony is giving the mood board for your hair today. It's so beautiful. You look
Beautiful
amazing.
mane.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, River. Bye bye.
Okay. All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.